Michael Jackson's death, and he's already said some emotional things. How the news was broke to Catherine, Michael's mom, Paris, and some heartbreaking quotes saying she will wake up and not be able to see her daddy again. And did Joe Jackson show up? No, he did not. We're going to continue on listening. It's going to go about 45 minutes, and we'll talk about how this could play to the jury and how this could impact the case. Let's go back into court.
To see if it was okay with me.
Jermaine did?
Yeah, Jermaine, he and AEG, Randy Phillips wanted me to look at that, and the lawyers who were there wanted me to look at what they had written. And I knew what they had written, and I added to it. I added that because although he came in with what was presumed to be possible cardiac arrest, the underlying cause of that condition is not known until an autopsy is performed. And
This is your partner, Jermaine?
I was speaking to the press release and the lawyer who was preparing the statement for Jermaine to give. I then, after doing that, I thought it was reasonable. If they wanted to change anything and it was legal, Jermaine wanted to change the fact that they had asked the fans to respect their privacy. And he said that would be a very good idea because the fans are fans. Maybe we should ask the media to respect our privacy. So he got rid of fans and added media privacy. And then I went into him further. We were sitting in the corner, and then I spoke to him again a little bit. And then he asked me where I was from, and I told him I was born in the Caribbean, in Trinidad. Actually, it was my accent. And I said, anything else I can do for you? And he said, no, the family will try to do their best in this condition. I asked other people, is there anything else I can do around here? They said, no. I was then tired to say, okay, I'm going to try to make my way home. And I left the hospital.
You spent time with Mrs. Jackson, too?
Mrs.?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because Jesse Jackson says you should have spent time with the family, giving them comfort in the last hours of their son.
You wouldn't believe how sad it is to sit there and see the news report that comes around, and it's so far from the truth.
I didn't realize that.
They said that I left the car, I ran away. I was in a truck with Mr. Jackson trying to help him to survive. I was doing everything I can. And I couldn't take my car with me if I had to help.
You spoke with the doctor, or correct, the detective Porsche. You looked the door on.
He's the guy. That's the one who.
White-haired guy.
That's the one who spoke to me at the hospital.
Right. Okay. And you provided him with your contact information and an initial statement, basically being told us.
Yeah.
Obviously not as in depth. We could try to get a hold of you several times. It just would go straight to voicemail.
And then your voicemail's filled. I even tried texting you a couple times.
Is this Friday morning?
The things would be that evening.
Oh, the same day?
Yeah, Thursday evening.
I'll let you know that all morning Friday is when he's talking to me very early in the morning. And so it's my advice to simply leave your phone off, talk to me. I had a busy day. I was running around doing 3 different things, listening to this story. And so I told him that we would wait and talk to you later.
And then I didn't want to be bombarded by the number of people trying to reach me on my cell phone.
Being Michael's on-again, off-again physician, are you aware of any pre-existing medical conditions that he had? I mean, you talk about him being possibly addicted to these agents, but anything that you're aware of? Any problems that he had?
Well, as far as problems that I treated him for pneumonia.
Okay. When was that?
I think sometime in 2008. No, 2007. 2008, I can't say for sure. I treated him for a fractured toe, a presumed fractured toe. He was upset in his house for some reason, and he kicked his door in and hurt his feet.
Remember what year?
That I think was 2008. And other than that, I treated him for like upper respiratory viral syndrome, weakness, and a little bit dehydrated state, because he don't eat very well.
Was it kind of chronic with him?
What?
The dehydration and
He don't drink. He don't drink and eat. He says all his life his mother's had to force him to eat as a child. And so he just don't like to eat foods. And the foods that he eats when he eats is those mostly chicken and rice.
What year was it when you treated him for the upper respiratory viral syndrome?
2007, 2008. It was, oh, you mean, the upper respiratory? That was the very first thing I treated him for. That was like a viral illness that was infecting the children and himself, but they were coughing and runny nose and not drinking enough and not getting enough rest.
That'd be about 2006.
Yeah, that was the first time. And I probably treated him a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times for that condition.
And then he had some rot on his foot.
Oh, yeah.
But that's probably not what you're doing.
Well, yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
as I looked at his feet over the years, as a dancer, he had calluses that was so deeply engraved in his feet, and it would be so painful when he danced. I got a podiatrist to come to the house. So they did carve out the callus so that his pain went away. But at the same time, while looking at his feet, he had very severe onychomycosis, which is fungal infection that took over every toe and going into his flesh.
And when did you notice that?
And my examination.
When was this film? How long ago?
I noticed that initially when I first saw him, that he had his socks off. Within the first year I saw him, I saw that as a condition. And we talked about it. We got his calluses to come off first.
But how long ago? What year? What month? Was it this year? Within the last few months?
No, about, I'd say maybe a year and a half ago.
One of the important things about this, you might want to tell the young man, is before he treated it, he treated it with Lamisil. They do sell it in cream, but the thing is, if you take it orally, it's pretty tough on the liver.
Lamisil?
Lamisil.
So he did a full blood workup on him, make sure his liver and everything was within range. So at least you have that available. It was done on a fake name because it didn't like any of the info we get now.
Right.
But everything was in range, right?
Everything was fine.
Yeah.
And then I gave him the 3 months of the Lamisil, and kept checking with him to make sure that he was complying. But he was very happy. At the end of the 3 months, his infection in the foot, his skin was soft. There was no more exfoliation, no hardness. The nails had grown over new. He was amazed. He was very happy with that.
Yeah. Is there any, I'm not asking for any trade secrets, but is there any preliminary toxicology at all?
No, not that they shared with us.
In the event there's some, since we don't know what's going to show up, so we can feel like there's a tissue, these 3 drugs are going to show up. Were you aware of any other medications he was taking?
I was not aware of any other medications that he was taking, but I heard that he was seeing a Dr. Klein 3 times a week in Beverly Hills. And he never disclosed that to me.
You heard from who?
His staff, like Frank Delano, Kenny Ortega, different people that work on his production team, that he was seeing him 3 times a week. Right about 3 weeks ago, desperately around noon, he was calling for someone at Dr. Klein's office. He called Brother Murry to call Dr. Klein's office. He wanted to speak to a special person there. I think the name was Jason. I wanted Jason to see if he can squeeze him in, around the other patients.
Something Michael told you?
I'm there while he's doing this.
Oh, he was doing it.
Yeah.
Did you ask him what he wanted, what he needed?
That he wasn't disclosing. I mean, that's his own personal preference. He's in charge of his medical history. He never did credit to me before, but I'd seen bottles of pills at his bedside that had Dr. Klein's name on it. I also saw like a Dr. Metzer name on that, so I realized that he's also seeing other physicians. But he does not disclose to me.
I'm going to give you the names of some, I'm going to butcher the names of some medicines, and you can tell me if it's something that you've treated him with. We've already covered the propofol. Propofol injectable emulsion, 1%. That's
Lidocaine. Let's go with the anti-burn.
right. The flumizine.
Tell us about Golden Corral's new